Hey you guys, with my last weekly vlog, the last vlog I posted, the camping trip that I did and the hike that I did, I touched on this a little at the end of the vlog, you know, where doing that trip just really had me thinking about all the different ways I felt like my weight had held me back in life. And I know this is such a relatable thing because I see it all the time. You know, people talking about feeling like they couldn't show up as themselves, you know, while they were overweight. Not wanting to be seen, always trying to stay hidden. And I definitely have experience with that. The hike and camping trip that I went on just really had me in a reflective mood because it had been a while since I've did a trip like that, you know? Like, I've always loved that kind of travel. I've always been an adventure traveler and low-key a bit of an adrenaline junkie. But when I was heavier, it was so much harder to be in those spaces. It was so much harder to try to show up as that version of myself, you know, Ashley the adventurer, because I always felt that like I didn't belong in those spaces. Like sometimes that feeling was internal, of course, but also I swear you can tell if people think the same thing. There's just so much shame that comes with weight loss, and there's so much judgment that comes with being overweight, and it just got me thinking about my reasons for losing weight. I've been someone that's been overweight since I was a kid. Like, that's all I really knew, you know? Because I've experienced being overweight at so many different stages in my life, I've had so many reasons for wanting to lose weight. I've had so many whys, you know? And I've also experienced, you know, just wanting to feel comfortable.
I'm not sure I understand.
I wasn't talking to you, ho, that's why. But yeah, I've had a lot of different reasons over the years. From wanting like a revenge body, making an ex-boyfriend jealous, like, yes, you're gonna regret the day you done left me. Like, that was me. That was me. I did that. I done did that. And I actually did lose the weight, and I like to think I made him regret, but I don't really know. And yeah, even now, I have a plethora of reasons for wanting to get fit. You know, most recently I've been talking about imposter syndrome. I just got certified as a personal trainer, and I really want to own and enter into this space and be taken seriously. And I just get tired of people underestimating me. I've been working out for over 5 years now, like consistently. Yes, I still got weight on me. My diet hasn't been fully in check, but we are over 50 pounds down, so we're getting there. But yeah, I've had people underestimate me. I would go to these classes and do stuff, and people always assumed I was a beginner. Anytime I was going to classes and doing handstands, oh my God, they'd be like, wow, you're so strong. You are so strong. And I mean, I get it. I get it. I know that I have to be strong to hold up all this fat that I got. I know. And there was this one time, let me tell y'all, this one time I was in a class and the teacher was just like, oh wow, like you're really hyper flexible. Have you always been this flexible? Like it just comes naturally to you, huh? And honestly, I just kind of shrugged it off. And she continues and goes, well, you know, you'll probably lose some of this flexibility the more that you actually work out and strength train. So try to keep it up or something. She said something like that. And like, this annoyed me so much. I strength train. More than that, I power lift. Like I probably lift more than you. And it was just so frustrating, like having someone say that when, like, I have worked for this. I have worked for this. And so that's one of my reasons why, honestly. I've had a million reasons from when I was a kid to a teen to college to, you know, trying to get back to an ex. But one of them is definitely to just shut some of these people up. But I want you to think about your reasons. I want you to think about your why and to remind yourself to not give up, to keep going. Nowadays with social media, you see a lot of people interested in fitness that are people who are already fit, wanting to get more fitter, people who, you know, who just don't come from a background like I do, where it's like, this is life and death for me, you know? When I look at where I started and how fitness has changed my life, like, this was life and death for me. And for so many of us, this is life or death. This isn't always about wanting a fatter butt or wanting to fit in a crop top, which I've been there. I want to fit in a crop top too. but it also can really be about not wanting to eat yourself into an early grave. This is important to me for my health, for my life, for a future that I hope to have that if I wouldn't have never changed, I probably would have never had. And I hate that for so many of us who really need to make changes, that it feels inaccessible, that it feels like this isn't our space. I know the fitness industry is just saturated with slim thick girls wanting to get more slim thick, but the numbers don't lie. Obesity rates, this is an epidemic, and there are so many of us that were just like me, that just people who needed help and wanted help but didn't know where to start. Like that was my story. That is the story for the majority of us. We live in a world plagued by obesity and by people who want help but just don't know how to ask for it and don't know where to go. And I pray, if that's your story, like, I am praying for you. In this space, this fitness world that you might not feel like you are allowed to be a part of, this is for you. This is for us. It's just so hard for me because I know what I struggled with and what I dealt with. I know the path that I was going down. And fitness this has just changed my life so much. It has just changed my life, and I want that for you, you know? I want you to discover the joy, the freedom, the strength of moving your body. I want you to fall in love with just the life that exercise can give you. I'm sorry for crying. I'm trying not to cry. But it's just such a real thing. And I want you to think of your why. I want you to think of your why. No matter if it is small and trivial. Mine have been small and trivial, right? No matter if it is huge and profound. If you want to work out so you can play with your kids one day, so you can have another year to 5 to 10 on this earth, so you can feel comfortable in your skin and just live the life that you've always wanted to, like, you can have those things. It just takes a little hard work and a little discipline. And I'm rooting for you. Y'all have been sitting here rooting for me for so long. I hope you know I'm rooting for you. Oh, I can't believe I started crying. It like came out of nowhere too. Like